This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good night, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for August 22, 2023. And in the news tonight, a businessman gunned down in midday attack near Mountain View Avenue. A 60-year-old businessman was shot and killed on Arthur Winter Drive in St. Andrew on Tuesday afternoon. The deceased has been identified as Dave Mighty. Police reports are that around 12 p.m. when two men on a motorbike rode up and fired shots inside the vehicle, hitting the now deceased in the upper body multiple times. The vehicle subsequently collided into the embankment at the intersection of Mountain View Avenue and Tucker Avenue. When the news arrived on the scene, sections of Mountain View Avenue and Arthur Winter Drive were cordoned off and the traffic diverted. A detective on the scene said Mighty, who resided in Top Range in Mountain View, operated a business in the area. Another police source said Mighty was someone who popped up on their radar before. Still, police have not yet established a motive for the killing. Roads in the area were reopened after the scene was processed and the body removed. Taxi operator shot dead in Westmoreland. A taxi operator was shot dead in burnt Savannah, Westmoreland on Monday night. The deceased has been identified as 47-year-old Alden Watson of Darling Street, Savannah Lamar in the parish. Reports from the Savannah Lamar police are that about 9:40 p.m., citizens reportedly heard loud explosions and summoned the police. On arrival of the lawmen, Watson was seen in his Toyota motorcar, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was removed from the vehicle and transported to the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Investigations continue. New JTA president wants his salary issues resolved by end of September. Leighton Johnson, the newly installed president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, says the organization is prepared to take action if the government does not adequately address educators' concerns about the payment of retroactive salaries or payment recalculations by the end of September. Johnson made the announcement today while speaking with journalists on the second day of the JTA's 59th annual conference in Negril, Westmoreland. He would not say if the teachers' planned action may involve protest or disruption of classes across Jamaica's schools. We are dotting all our I's, we are crossing all our T's, and I can indicate that, having written letters, there is a particular course of action that teachers are prepared to take. We are prepared to take the necessary actions as outlined from advice given to us that if we get no resolution by the time we have our next General Council meeting, then the teachers will follow a particular course, and the next General Council meeting will be in the last week in September, said Johnson. While unwilling to say what the JTA's next move will be, Johnson promised that the group's plans will not involve disrupting the start of the new school term, which begins on September 4. According to the JTA president, one of the major issues that teachers want resolved is the variation in the monies that they receive in their monthly salaries. The finance minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, indicated that the process of this new compensation regime would have simplified the process of compensation. Currently, we are not seeing how this is easier, as to date, teachers still do not understand how their pays are calculated, said Johnson. When they go to the bank each month, a different sum is remitted, and we have found several instances where a person's regular salary is constant, but the amount of money that is taken out of the salary for taxes fluctuates. Salary dissatisfaction has been a frequent given reason for local teachers resigning and taking on better paying jobs overseas. Police pursuing several leads in Gregory Park arson probe. Detectives in St. Catherine say they are pursuing several leads in their investigation into the terror and arson attack along Walker's Avenue in Gregory Park, St. Catherine. A man was killed and 11 houses torched after gunmen invaded the community and fired on residents in an attempt to prevent them from escaping the burning buildings. Superintendent Hope Nicholson, acting head of the St. Catherine South Police, said the lawmen have identified a number of persons of interest in relation to the incident. A taxi operator was killed and 47 people left homeless during the August 12 pre-dawn attack. Meanwhile, the 2 men who were recently arrested in Gregory Park have been charged with a shooting. Superintendent Nicholson said the police are continuing their investigations to determine if more charges will be added. Dr. Ryan Simpson to represent PNP in Northeast St. Anne's seat. The opposition People's National Party is moving closer to completing its slate of candidates to contest the next general election. Dr. Ryan Simpson will represent the party in Northeast St. Anne's seat. He will run against the sitting MP Marshall Smith, who defeated the PNP's Keith Brown to retain the seat for the JLP. Dr. Simpson was unanimously ratified by 100% of the delegates at the business session of their constituency conference in Ocherius on Sunday. He broke ties with the Jamaica Labour Party after an incident ahead of the 2020 election and joined the ranks of the PNP. Political neophyte businessman Manley Clark will contest the St. Anne Northwestern seat for the PNP in the general election. There is still no word on who will represent the PNP in the Southwest St. Anne seat. The news was informed that former Member of Parliament Keith Walford is being wooed to contest the seat. Political representatives expressed sadness at the death of Gregory Park arson victim. Political representatives in the Gregory Park area have expressed their sadness following the death of a woman who was one of the victims of the terror attack on residents of Walker's Avenue, St. Catherine. She is Naomi Gokul, also known as Miss Sweeney. Miss Gokul received severe burns when her home, along with 10 others, were set ablaze by hoodlums. Member of Parliament Orlando Terrelong said the police have pledged to continue their search for those responsible for the terror attack. The security forces have been maintaining a presence in the area since the firebombing, but Mr. Terrelong again renewed his call for a more long-term solution.
Ordinary policing cannot manage what is happening right here in this Gregory Park space. It has to be consistent, and I believe a zone of special operation and a permanent police post that gives you visual on the communities of Banga Gully, Mexico, and Gulf, that gives you that visual, and that is what is needed. Because I can tell you, there are persons in the community who are hell-bent on displacing residents and killing persons and causing this kind of havoc. What happened to Miss Sweeney should never have happened, and all of Jamaica must condemn it, because what happened to Miss Sweeney was an attack on democracy. It was an attack on every single elderly person in this country. It was an attack on families, and it was an attack on choice and freedom. So when we build this new complex will be known as Miss Sweeney Yard. You know, so I mean, the Minister Mackenzie was here. You know, as you can see, we've cleaned out all the rubble, all the debris from the fire has been cleaned out. You know, the Prime Minister was here as well. He gave his commitment. The team from the Hope Social Housing Program, you know, they were here, the team of architects and engineers. They come back this week as well.
Raymond Price, the PNP caretaker for East Central St. Catherine, said the passing of Miss Gokul has left a void in the community and renewed feelings of anguish among residents. Speaking with the news Tuesday morning, he again called for residents to give information to the police that can assist their investigations.
I continue to hope that anybody with information will take that information to the police. Don't take the decision that it might be unimportant. Let the investigators do their job. Bring the information forward.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.